the May mortgage market update. Thomas Foy from Thomas Foy Financial. Welcome back. Today we'll be covering off what's happening to the mortgage market and why. Mortgage rates are going up, they're going down, they're all over the place. What's happening there? What are the best rates available at the moment? And if you're coming out of a fixed rate mortgage, should you go straight back in, 2 years, 5 years? Let's start with what's happening to mortgage rates at the moment. Why are they all over the place, creeping up?
It is a bit of a roller coaster at the moment, as you said. They are up, they are down. The main reason that rates have been creeping up recently is due to the price that the lenders are paying for their funding.
Yeah. And a lot of that is due to the Bank of England prevaricating over reducing the base rates.
Yeah.
So at the beginning of the year, it was hoped that the base rate would be coming down quite quickly.
Yeah.
Suddenly it looked like that wasn't happening, so interest rates came down, they started to go up again.
Yeah.
And the Bank of England, I think, are indicating that they should be reducing that next month.
Yes.
So hopefully that happens. We've
Yes.
got inflation figures coming in on the 22nd, I think, which are expected to hit the target inflation level of 2%, which would be great.
Yes.
So hopefully that's going to put pressure on the Bank of England and consequently swap rates and therefore bring mortgage rates down as well. Would you agree with that?
I would agree with that. We was hoping the base rate would reduce this month. It didn't. Hopefully it does reduce next month, as you said. Inflation data is good. So yes, if the base rate comes down later on in the year, that should then have a knock-on effect on the fixed rate products.
The banks don't just take money from the swap markets, do they? They
Yeah.
also take it from their depositors.
Yes.
But they all tend to move as a herd, so that if rates start going up, they all start going up, so
Yeah.
there's not a run on their lending.
Yeah. So most lenders will buy their money from financial institutions.
Yeah.
And that's where the swap rates come in. The higher the swap rates, the more lenders pay for their money. They don't have to pass that on to the borrowers.
Yeah. What are the best rates that are available at the moment?
The best rate in the market at the moment is a 5-year fixed at 4.23%.
Right.
That is at a 60% loan to value.
Okay. And if you start looking at 2-year rates, they do go up a little bit, don't they?
5-year fixed rates are cheaper than 2-year fixed rates at the moment. You can also borrow more money on a 5-year deal compared to a 2-year deal.
Right. And if people are coming out of their fixed rate mortgages,
Yeah.
should they be going straight into a fixed rate or delaying it a little bit just to see what happens? What would you advise?
Depending on their circumstances, we would always advise people lock in a rate. So to answer your question, yes, fix their rate again. Mortgage offers last for 6 months. So if someone needs to renew their mortgage in the next 6 months, it's advisable to start looking at it now as rates are increasing slightly, but then have an active broker or their bank or building society monitor the market up until the point they need to complete on their new deal.
Because if you do come out of your mortgage, you'd be going straight into a standard variable, I guess, wouldn't you?
Yeah, so standard
Which would be 8%?
7% plus,
7%,
depending on what lender you go with. Or what lender you are with.
Okay, so you probably don't want to do that.
You don't want to do that, no.
And the banks are really looking to push people into 5-year mortgages. That's why they're a little bit cheaper than the 2-year mortgages. I guess because long term, they feel they'll be making more from the 5-year fixed rates than the 2-year fixed rates.
Yeah,
as interest rates start coming down over that period of time.
Everyone is anticipating that the rates are going to drop. So what lenders are doing by offering cheaper rates now and more lending for 5-year deals is they're trying to encourage people to secure a rate with them for 5 years, so they know they've got that borrowing with that customer for the next 5 years.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And I think it's worth mentioning, I think the figure is around 4,300 people are coming out of their fixed rate mortgages every day at the moment.
Yeah.
And a good point you brought up earlier in a conversation we were having is that a lot of those are just going straight to their existing lender, as opposed to shopping around and going through a broker. I think much better deals can be had by doing that.
Yeah.
And if you're going back to your existing broker, they do tend to take you for granted a little bit and
Correct.
maybe don't offer you the best fixed rate. Is that correct?
Exactly that, and it's so important whether you're renewing your mortgage, whether you're moving home, or you're a first-time buyer, to shop around. People who need to renew their mortgage, if they're panicking because they're seeing in the press that rates are going up, so they're just contacting their existing lender, not knowing that there's cheaper deals available
Sort me out.
with other lenders. Yeah, honestly, people come to me and say, "Tom, I've gone direct to Halifax. I've arranged this deal at this rate," and I'll say to them, "Why have you done that? I can get you a cheaper rate with another lender. You need to change." You know, so it's so important that people do shop about, especially in this market where rates are going up.
So it'll be interesting to catch up with you next month
Yeah.
to see where we are
Yeah.
in 4 weeks' time.
Yeah.
But certainly a roller coaster at the moment. And
It's definitely a roller coaster.
Yes.
It's not all doom and gloom at the moment. There have been a few lenders who have slightly reduced the rates.
It does seem to be a blip, in fairness, doesn't
Yes.
it?
Yeah.
And I think that is the view of pretty much everybody.
Yeah.
It has had effect on the sales market. I think that's a short-term view for buyers. They really should be looking to get into the market before interest rates come down
Yeah.
and prices start going up.
Yeah.
So get the best deal on your house now, pay a little bit more on the mortgage. I think it all balances out. You're going to have better choice of properties at the moment. Tom, thanks very much.
No
Speak to
problem,
you
Mark.
next month.
Thank you. Cheers.